So this week's press conference, Brent Venables went out on a limb and admitted exactly what all y'all were thinking. And I'm proud of him on it. He also talked about some of the players, gave some details. So we're going to dive into a few things that jumped out in the nuggets from the press conference as we prepare for LSU. So let's dive into it. Before we do that, welcome to Unfair Sports. I'm your host, Jay. Thank y'all for pulling up to the channel. This video is powered by our partners over at BetUS. Check them out. They're hooking up the gamer. 150% bonus on your first deposit of $2,000 by using promo code YouTube150. So Brent Venables had his weekly press conference, and there was a lot of nuggets dropped. We always do this. Y'all know it. Shout out to the insiders out there, from OU Insider to Sooners Illustrated to Sooner Scoop. Follow those cats. They're always dropping live updates during that press conference. So if you don't get to watch it like we do, you can follow along and they'll drop you some good nuggets. But there's a few things that he said in there that really got my attention. And I was really happy that he went ahead and talked about. So, he dives into the OC search. He talked about some players, talked about preparing for LSU. And, he talked about a little bit about the Bama game, talked a little bit about, the defense and how it's performed. So first off, let's go into the most important one of all of this. He's talking about the OC search. All of you have been pinging me asking, Jay, what's the status? What's going on? What are we doing? Where are we at? As of now, from all the people that I've talked to, no decisions have been made yet, but there are some people that are being keyed in on. If you're a part of the group of folks that like to track flights, you've seen flights from a lot of different random places flying into Norman, Oklahoma. Not Oklahoma City or Will Rogers, into to Norman, Oklahoma, to the University of Oklahoma. So basically a lot of chartered flights are coming in and out, picking up folks and coming back, people going out to do interviews. I've seen some flights going to New Orleans, Las Vegas. I've seen some go up to Spokane and all kinds of random spots. Just put it that way. Charter flights been going. So obviously conversations have been happening over the last few days. I anticipate an announcement for offensive coordinator to happen by the end of the LSU game. I'm thinking by most likely Sunday, because that's the first, and that is when you start preparing for the transfer portal stuff to happen, because the season's done. And that's when the influx of people are going to announce they're going in there. So you get your OC in place, get them hired, then you can have them come in, meet some of the players, prepare for signing day, and then salvage whoever you can. Then BV also talked about the last hire, and I'll give him this. He took blame for it. He's like, that was my fault. I own that. And that's what you fans wanted. Y'all wanted him to say, I own it. I made a mistake in my hire, and he did. Now, he didn't elaborate on the mistake or elaborate on what he's owning fully, but he owns the fact that he made that hire and it was the wrong hire. He gets that. You live and you learn and you get loves. The good thing is that we're now bowl eligible. We're kind of, in a way, salvaging the season to look closer to 2009. Remember, 2009, we finished the season 7-5, won the bowl game, had an 8-5 record. That is on the table. Let's talk about that going into the bowl and what he said about that. But first, shout out to our partners over there at BetUS. They're hooking up the gamer. 150% bonus on your first deposit up to $2,000. 125% on your second and third deposits by using promo code YouTube150. And as of right now, BetUS has here on the docket here, Oklahoma is a 6-point dog right now. I've seen the numbers fluctuate. 6 points, 6.5. I've seen 5.5 in some places, but right now BetUS is giving you 6. So if you think you've got a chance, you want to jump on that number, it's right there. Dive into it. And they're going to hook you up if it's your first time as a new customer. 150% bonus on your first deposit up to $2,000. 125% on your second and third deposits up to $2,000 by using promo code YouTube150. BetUS, where the game begins. So Brent Venables dove into his defense, and he also talked into some players. And these nuggets to me felt very critical. First off, it was asked, does he consider his defense elite? We love that word, right? Elite's a good one. And he pointed this out in a great way. He says that was an elite performance. We've got to be elite on 3rd and 16 2 weeks ago, as well as 3rd and 16 against Alabama last week. right? So he praised the defense, pointed out some players, talked about Eli Bowen and how actually the average corner in the NFL is under 6 feet and just how much he stepped up and became really good, really fast. Eli Bowen's a monster. He was, he didn't get an award this past week. He should have, but he is one that was really looked at heavily. He talked about our Mason Thomas. He talked about Kip Lewis and how Kip Lewis is going to be one of the special ones. The way that he has grown underneath him, pretty exciting to see. And the expectation is Kip is going to be one of your leaders going into next season. Huge. He also talked about the offensive line, gave them mad praise. Gave them mad praise about how they played and how they've grown and how they've answered, how they strained. I think that's his favorite word to say, is strained. He loves saying strained because he always says strained. But he did talk about how well that they have played. And he does like what we're getting out of them. Then he jumped in. He talked about what he's looking for with an offensive coordinator, just the balance. So I anticipate, like I said, word from that's going to be later on in I'd say after LSU, we should hear something. And then the last really big thing here, talked about Deion Burks. And Deion Burks is trying to get back. He wants to play, but he's got a concussion. He's coming off concussion protocol, so they're very cautious about concussions. That's one thing I know about this school. They try their hardest. It's tough to get through protocol. They make sure that you're good before they let you on the field. But Burks wants to play again. If he can put a little bit of something going, he probably can. He may look at the draft. He may look at grades. If he decides to come back, boom, he knows he has a spot, and they're willing to keep him. They want to keep him around because he is definitely a major asset to the offense just with his capabilities. You get your healthy wide receivers back, dude, this team is a different team. And then Xavier Robinson, he kind of threw a little jokes out there. He said, better late than never, right? And he talked about DeMarco finally smarting up. That's kind of funny. But I said, I'm just having fun. I'm asking the same question. So more so he's wondering why Xavier Robinson ain't been playing yet. But he did point out that Xavier Robinson has the similar path as Quentin Griffith. Q came through as a scout team player as a freshman, took the spot, and then history, everything else is history. You saw Q running through everybody, running through those holes, and just blasting the competition on a regular basis. And he sees a lot of that out of Xavier Robinson and working his tail off at scout, moving himself up. And so, honestly, I see Xavier's playing against LSU, and I actually see him as RB1 going forward for now until somebody else decides they want to take that away from him. So, BV had a lot of good nuggets, but the best one, though, out of all is what we opened with, is that he took blame for the hire. He said, that was on me. I screwed up. And the question now is, how do I fix it? And he went in, of course, elaborated on the offensive coordinator search. Still looking. Hopefully should have something finalized this weekend. So let me know what y'all think. Hop in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. How you feeling about that? How you feel about that game, man? I want to hear more about y'all in that game. We can't stop talking about the game because the game is exactly what we was looking for. Brent Venables gave y'all what y'all wanted, right? He gave y'all an elite performance almost on both sides of the ball. At least running game was elite. The defense played elite. That was what you're looking for. Now you put together the passing game, and then guess what? You got yourself a monster. But the best part is, even with it just being running, we were able to keep the clock burning. That's how you get successful in the SEC, keeping the other team off the field. You made it this far, like the content, go ahead and hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Love for y'all to join this family of college football fans talking OU football, SEC college football in general. Having a blast doing it. All right, we'll drop some more nuggets. I want to talk about some of the awards that we're giving out. Danny Stutzman is being recognized. Some of the players being recognized. We'll have a few videos come down over the next couple days. I'm traveling for the holidays. If I don't see y'all before then, happy Thanksgiving. Me and Coop do plan on going live, but we'll see how things work out if we can make that happen. This video is powered by our partners over at BetUS. Check them out. They're hooking up the gamer. 150% bonus on your first deposit of $2,000 by using promo code YouTube150. All right, we will chop it up. Day or two. Peace.